This is Shawn and Sue's podcast on 92.7 WOBM.
The Ocean County Breakfast Show with Shawn Michaels and Sue Moss.
Ocean County's best variety. 92.7 WOBM.
It is time once again for Shawn and Sue's Jersey Shore podcast. And on this edition of the podcast, we're going to find out all about that giant shark that was spotted off the Jersey Shore. Also, we're going to talk about something new called railbiking. Zodiac love. We'll find out what's in the stars romantically for you and the best beaches here in New Jersey. So a lot going on with our Jersey Shore podcast. Sit back, catch up with Shawn and Sue. And of course, don't forget, download our app so you can take us wherever you go this summer and listen in with WOBM. 92.7 WOBM. Shawn Michaels in with you, and we are joined this morning by Scott Crilly. Of course, Scott and his brother Jeff. You've probably seen the video by now, encountered that shark off the Jersey coast, and it's been making its way around social media and everywhere. It's a big story. We've seen it on the national news, and Scott's here with us for an exclusive to talk about it. Scott, good morning. Thanks for taking some time out for us.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Now, this had to be, but you guys were out shark fishing when you were out off the coast, right?
Correct. We are currently in a tournament, so we actually encountered that while trying to catch a different species.
Yeah, you guys were out, Mako shark fishing, right? Would that be what it is?
Yes.
Okay. So you're out, which is a much smaller shark. You're out shark fishing for the Mako, when all of a sudden you're approached by what is seemingly a very large Mako. Is that what you thought at first, or did you know right off the bat this is not what we're thinking?
At first, we all kind of just looked at each other, and we're like, oh, my God, this could be the one. And as soon as it turned, we saw how round its nose was, and we knew immediately it was a great white.
Yeah, so originally you're thinking this could be the winning Mako, but then it turns out to be a totally different, species, and it's a great white. And then you guys start, jumping up and down like, oh, my goodness, now we've got something a little bit bigger than you're ready to reel in. I guess you weren't ready to reel this guy in onto the boat, right?
Well, no, because we actually had taken everything out of the water, and we were getting ready to go home.
Okay, so you're just about to wrap up for the day when this guy comes along.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was pretty wild.
Have you ever witnessed a shark this big in person before?
No, never.
Now, what is it, about over 16 feet long? Is that what they said the estimate on this shark was?
Yes. My brother had spoken to a man named John who works for the Great White Research Institute in Massachusetts. And by the footage we gave him, they're estimating the shark to be 18 feet long and up to 3,000 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big boy or girl, depending on wherever it was.
It was determined to be a female.
It was, okay.
Yes, and the man John and his researchers, we actually sent him a lot of footage, and they were trying to distinguish if it was a shark that they had tagged, and it wasn't. So we were actually able to name this shark because it's a new shark for their database.
Oh, cool. Now, can you tell us what the name's going to be, or is that something they're going to do at a different date?
No, we decided to name it after our mother.
Oh, okay. All right. And your mom's name?
Sherry.
Sherry. All right. Is that with a Y or with an I?
With an I.
Okay. Sherry with an I. Wow, that's something. So Sherry, there was the other shark that we were following that they tagged that keeps coming up and down the Jersey coast here that we've done stories about before. So now Sherry will be added to that list if they can ever get a tag on her, right?
Yep, probably.
Yeah. Now, that's a big shark. I mean, 18 feet. I mean, this isn't a shark you want to, get your hands in the water and try to play with. I mean, this isn't a little guy that you're trying to fish for in a tournament. This is a huge, great white. This is a real deal.
Yeah.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
If it didn't happen so fast,
yeah,
the videos make it seem like it was so long.
Yeah.
I'm pretty positive my brother would have tried to pet it.
Now let me ask you, how many lines from the movie Jaws did you guys do and quote as you guys are heading back in after this encounter? I mean, there had to be a little bit of that going on.
Oh my gosh, there's so many. Immediately when we got home, prior to going out, we had posted something on our Instagram page. And it was a picture from Jaws, and it said, "What you thinking about?" And it says, "Oh, I don't know, shark stuff." So it had Quint on there laying on the deck of the Orca with a great white behind him. So immediately I photoshopped my brother's face on Quint, and that's been going around now too.
Oh boy, yes, the fun ensues. Well, this is fantastic. I mean, and I guess once you guys put this up on social media, things started to take off, and you realized you had something that everybody was going to be interested in because it's become a national story. I mean, everywhere you go around the world now, people are seeing this shark you encountered. So it really has become quite the story, something a once-in-a-lifetime encounter, I would think, for many out there.
Ah, yes. And this whole thing's been so overwhelming since we got back to the dock on Monday.
Yeah.
It's just our phones are constantly needing to be plugged in to be charged and constantly freezing from all the phone calls and messages.
Well, we thank
it's
you for
wild.
taking time to talk with us. We're talking with Scott Crilly, him and his brother Jeff, of course, encountering the shark known as Sherry now, named after their mom. So don't mess with their mom because she might take a bite out of you, I tell you.
Awesome. That's funny.
Scott, thanks for taking time with us. And this is fantastic. We're going to share with our listeners, of course, the video again. And yeah, it really is something. That was one big shark. And now maybe if they tag it, they'll be able to trace Sherry around. So thanks for joining us and have a wonderful day. And, like I said, it's really something to see something this close and local. Now, how far out, by the way, were you fishing that day? Because a lot of people are worried that this shark was on the beach. How far out would you say you were when you went fishing for this shark?
We were 30 miles, southeast out of Manasquan Inlet.
Yeah, you were 30 miles off the coast.
Correct.
Yeah, so folks don't have to worry this shark wasn't swimming up onto the sand of the beach.
No.
Okay,
Not
because
yet, anyway.
that was the first thing everybody was like, oh no. So this was pretty far out. But anyway, Scott, thanks for joining us today. And, best of luck. And who knows, maybe there'll be Sherry the movie coming up. Who knows?
Thanks, Scott.
All right, take care. There he is, Scott
Good
Crilly. Thanks for joining us. And check it out on our WOBM app at WOBM.com.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Time for us to announce the best beach here in Ocean and Monmouth counties.
All right, you put up this poll. I can't wait to see.
This is votes from actual listeners who voted, Sue, for their favorite beach, either in Ocean or Monmouth counties. The number one beach, Island Beach State Park, ends
There
up
you
being the
go.
most popular
IBSP,
beach.
baby. So many of my friends love Island Beach, and it is such a nice place.
Yeah, Island Beach State Park is number one with 27% of the vote.
Awesome.
Rounding out your top three, Long Beach Township, which is a couple different
Sure.
municipalities on Long
LBI.
Beach Island, came in second with 16% of the vote, representing Monmouth County coming in third. Manasquan. Hey, over the weekend we went up to the Adirondack Mountains, and we did the Railbiking that I had talked about before I'd left. And what an experience that was. It was really, really fun. And if you've ever thought about doing this or if you wondered what I was talking about, you could check out the video and you could see what we were doing up there. And luckily for us, we had a picture-perfect day. Now, we got up there the day before and it was pouring. I mean, it was a monsoon up there. And luckily, we weren't doing it that day because we would have been, obviously soaked.
Sure,
and it
sure.
wouldn't have been that
What a
much.
great day for you guys then.
But the day that we did it, we had nothing but sunshine. It was beautiful up there in the mountains. I mean, it's the Adirondack Mountains. If you've been up there in New York State, Lake George area, you know what I'm talking about. It's a little town of North Creek. And Revolution Rail Company is what we did, is the group that we took the tour with. And it was just a lot of fun. It's very relaxing. It's not something that there were kids of all ages and, adults and seniors. Everybody was doing it.
Sure.
And you went through the woods and just, it was really something. We saw deer while we were out there and the Hudson River. You cross over the river and it's just really a neat thing.
I just can't imagine this. Could you go fast? Could you go slow?
Yeah, you could go
What is
fast.
the?
You could go faster or
is
slow
there
up.
is there a certain number that you can get up to?
As far as speed?
Yes.
There wasn't a speedometer on it, but
Okay.
we could, get going pretty good
Now,
when we
is
were
this sort of like
pedaling
you
it.
could race, or did anyone
No,
hit you
no.
from behind?
No, nobody would hit you from behind.
Oh, that's
They
crazy.
staggered you, like, because you're all on the same track.
Okay.
They staggered you and had you go out. Now, if you had to slow down or stop, you were to put up your hand, signal stop, and then put your brake on. This way, the person behind you sees you doing that, and they slow up so they don't hit you.
I got you now. So
But-
basically, you are just doing this with your legs.
Yeah.
It's not a motor.
No, it's
Of
all
any sort.
No, it's just pedaling the whole way.
Out.
Yeah, and
This seems so neat.
you go about 1 3/4 miles out, and then you stop and you take a break by the river, and you can, have a snack or drinks or whatever
Could you
you're doing.
pack a picnic?
You could put some food in there if you wanted to. There's a basket on the bike, so you could have
Is
stuff
there
in there.
is there like a concession stand in the middle somewhere?
No,
Oh gosh.
no, it's just woods.
What if you're starving?
Well, then that's why you bring something if you're starving.
Jesus.
But anyway, you go out, you stop, you take a break. While
This
you're
is
taking
neat.
a break, they turn the bikes around, and then you go back in the direction that you came from, going back, and you go over the big bridge over the Hudson River, and it's really a neat trip. It really
Did
is a
you
lot
feel
of fun.
safe?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And you've got tour guides in the front and the back. They ride in the front and they ride in the back to make sure nobody in between gets lost or
In the back
has
of
any
your bike?
problems. No, they each have their own bike.
Oh.
One in the front, one in the back.
Oh, so you go in. I'm sorry. You said
Yeah, they
that
stagger
this, you went
each
to a
out.
group.
Yeah, there's a group of about 10 bikes going out, staggered.
Okay.
And they're
You
in the
can't
front
really
and the
do
back.
anything. Yeah, they're watching
Yeah.
you.
And what
Okay.
they do is they take you on a bus from their train station out to where the bikes are because they're out towards the woods there.
This is neat.
Yeah, it's just a neat experience.
It sounds
It's something
like a
different.
cool
It's really cool.
experience. Yeah. It might work better if there was like a little motor.
Now, they have two different bikes. They have a 2-seater or a 4-seater.
Oh, for a
So,
family.
Yeah, so if you have more than two, you can get the 4. If you have just 2 like we did, we just did the 2-seater.
That's neat.
And but no, we had no problems pedaling or anything. It has a little handbrake on it that you squeeze to slow yourself down. And the tires are like giant, skateboard tires, sort of like what reminded me of the consistency of a skateboard tire
Okay.
on the rails. And this is an abandoned rail on the Hudson River line. On the Hudson River line.
I'm glad you didn't fall over.
Yeah.
But you can check out the video, see Shawn and his wife doing this. It seems like a lot of fun.
It was a cool adventure.
It looks like a great day out there. Check it out. It's all at WOBM.com. I'm going to be so completely honest right now,
Okay.
and I cannot be the only one.
Okay.
When I look at a radar, I have no clue how to read it. I see green, I see red moving through. It's crazy.
That's the rain, the green and the yellow and the red.
But when does it stop? Like it just keeps going and going. And then it starts over. Like how do you know?
well,
what
that's showing you
time?
the track. That's when you're looking at what's
then
going
it
to
starts
happen.
again.
It's like what's going to happen over the next half hour, and then it starts to show you.
But then it shows it again.
well, yeah, until you pause it. That's just like a loop.
I can't be the only person though, Shawn.
Nancy, does weather radar confuse you?
Weather radar? No, I became obsessed with weather radar.
Yeah.
Because even if you get a report that somewhere around 2:00 in the afternoon, something,
Yeah.
you can actually see it.
Yeah, I'm
happening.
looking at the radar right now. But Sue is saying
But
that she's confused by it.
I can't always read it. I
Well,
can't
when you
be
see
the
a
only
big
one.
blob of stuff coming your way, that's the vernacular.
Yeah.
When the big blob is coming
Yeah.
toward your town.
See this green that we see in
Take cover.
Burlington County?
Yeah.
That's rain showers moving
But I
towards
think
Ocean
it's the
County.
loop. If it would just keep going, it's that loop thing that just messes me up.
Well, the loop goes for like a half an hour period. It'll
Just
show
keep
you.
going.
So in
Why
other
does it
words,
have
you
to
can
loop
see
back?
where the rain is going.
Well, they don't have a 12-hour run of it. Like they have certain
Yeah,
periods.
that
of
wouldn't be a
time, and
loop
it's
then.
just-
That would just be a, But no, see here, Sue, I'm
I don't
doing the
know.
loop right now. See, you can see it on my iPad here. I'm showing you where the rain is coming from. In the last half hour, it moved from Philadelphia over the Jersey line into Burlington County.
Yep.
What is so difficult about
I
that?
don't know. I've always had trouble. I can't be
Okay.
the only one.
All right.
Right, Nance? I'm not the only one.
Did you do the weather yet?
I'm sure. not.
Yes, I did it.
All right, because I'm all confused now at this point.
Just like me reading a radar. All right, what's happening on the roads? At least Nancy's not confused.
Let's put Nancy on
Morning,
a loop.
love.
Then you'll be confused.
I would be.
Well, we'll tell you that sometimes it seems like we're stuck in the same old traffic loop.
52 degrees right
you
now in
text
Tom's
my
River.
husband?
Right now I'm talking with the commander, Nick Winglers. And
First off, you're saying his name wrong.
What?
It's Wingler, not
Oh.
Winglers.
Okay. Well, you know what
But,
I mean.
Yeah. I don't have his last name.
Nick and
All
I
right.
are talking here,
Yeah.
and I always know that Nick will be honest with me. So I asked Nick. We're
Yeah.
talking about, we were just talking about the Zodiac and the fact that Virgo, that's your sign, Sue, is the least
If he knows
romantic
what's good for him.
of the
Yeah.
of the Zodiac signs.
Yeah.
Now,
It's Nick
we
saying.
were talking back and forth, and Nick says, now she would want me, meaning you. Sue would want me to tell you that she's a 10 in the romance department.
Yes, I would, and that's where he's keeping
But
it.
Nick says, I always want to be honest with you, Shawn. He says, I will tell you that she is an 8, which is a good score, Sue. I think 8 out of 10.
The heck is
That
an
is
8
good.
mean?
8 out of 10 is good.
What does an 8 mean?
Well, it means you're almost a 10.
Oh.
So that's good. That means you're probably more romantic, you know. But now he went on to say, and I said,
Oh, for goodness
thank you,
sake.
Commander, for that.
There's
And
more.
he answered. He said, now, Shawn, I want to be honest with you. She is definitely more passionate
Whoa.
than she is romantic. So those are the feelings from
goodness sake.
from Nick Winglers this morning, and at least he's look. I think he gave you a good score there. He gave you high scores in romance, and he said that you're extremely passionate. So I think that's a good thing.
Extremely passionate when he's handing me money, giving me the money, taking the money. Yeah. That's what I'm passionate
So he's
about.
paying you
Yeah. He's paying me.
52 right now for your love,
Paying
Sue.
me to be romantic.
52 right now in Tom's River.
that illegal?
Weather for today. See, this is the problem with Virgos.
It's all about the money. It's all about climbing on top.
The ladder, the corporate
Yes.
ladder, Sue.
Well, thank you for that, honey. Should I like the 8? I guess.
He gave you an 8 out of 10. I think that's a good score.
Okay.
Weather for today, Sue. Cloudy skies, chance of an afternoon shower, high of 55. We head out to the highways. Nancy Remy.
Nance.
We were just talking about the Zodiac signs and how they relate to romance. And Sue's
I
sign,
failed
the
badly.
Virgo, being the least romantic of all the 12 Zodiac signs. So we were just talking about that. But I asked
I don't
her,
know if that's a bad thing.
I
though.
asked her husband to grade her, though, on her romance, and he said that he gave her an 8 out of
I
10.
think that's pretty good.
I thought that was pretty good, too.
Wow.
And he said that
Okay.
she's even higher scoring in the passion department. So I thought that was a good score from her husband.
Well, obviously Virgo has a different kind of talent.
What Zodiac sign are you, by the way, Nancy?
I am Aquarius.
Oh, Aquarius.
Oh,
Okay,
what
you're
is
right in the
she?
middle of the
She's,
pack. Middle of the pack. So she's good.
She's
fine.
romantic.
She's not as low as those Virgos.
That's
My
me.
birthday is right around Valentine's, so we're in good shape.
You're in
That's
good
nice.
shape. There you go. Out to the highways we go. Nancy Remy's in with the Auto Lenders Ocean County Traffic Watch.
Oh, boy.
Did you hear about this lady, Sue?
Tell me.
Her name is Julia Hurricane Hawkins.
Okay.
Now, she is a runner, a track runner, and she just set the record at the Senior Olympic Games for the 50-meter dash. She also holds the 100-meter dash record, and she did it at the early young age of 103.
Amazing.
Yeah, she ran the
Are
50-meter
you
dash.
kidding me?
She won that. She set the record a couple of years ago. Now, she began her Olympic career when she was 100, Sue. She was in biking at that time.
Oh, my
All right.
word.
So,
Bless her heart.
Yes, and then at 101, she decided to take up running. And since then, now she holds both the 50-meter dash and the 100-meter dash
I want to
records.
be more like her.
Can you imagine?
I can't.
Julia Hurricane Hawkins. By the way, for the 100-meter dash, they said that she did it in like a little over 46 seconds
She's amazing.
for a 100-meter dash.
She's amazing.
Isn't that something?
Oh, my word.
Yeah, she said she thought it'd be fun to run
Oh.
after doing the biking. But then she said, let me try the running after that. So she took that up 2 years ago at 101. She's a late bloomer.
That's wonderful. That is like unbelievable.
I wonder if you and I
Unbelievable.
could beat Julia Hurricane Hawkins in that 100-meter
I don't
dash.
think so. We
you know,
couldn't.
I'm telling you. 103 years old. God bless her. Isn't that a great story?
Congratulations, honey.
Good job by her. And yeah. So see, folks, you're never too old to hit those dreams.
Thanks for listening to Shawn and Sue's podcast on 92.7 WOBM. For more details, go to WOBM.com.